These past weeks, the internet streets have been talking about Onezwa and Nara, and specifically how they don't believe Onezwa or they do believe Nara. Like, whichever way you are in these streets, I want to have a conversation with you about something that I saw that really just, it really frosted my cookies, right? My flabbers were gasted. Just a little, not a lot, because I expect foolishness on the internet. So there are three major points that I want to cover. And number one is about this idea of jealousy. I think that sometimes we use words that we don't have a full understanding of. We don't know what they mean. And certainly we use it to invalidate people. Somebody having an emotion does not mean that the thing that they said or the thing that they feel that they experienced is invalid. So you going on the internet and saying, oh, Onezwa is simply jealous because she doesn't have the following and she doesn't have the money and she doesn't have the looks and she doesn't have the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, whatever it is that you're saying that she's jealous of, it does not invalidate her argument, which is, I feel like someone is stealing from me. Now, I'm not saying one way or the other, whether or not anything has been stolen. That is not my conversation. My conversation right now is about jealousy, which brings me to point number two. Some of y'all are in the comments and with your whole mouth, with your whole backup, are saying Onezwa is jealous of Nara because Nara is thin, light, good-haired, and all this other stuff. And the only thing that you have shown is how very deeply you are entrenched into white supremacist beauty standards. The delusion of the white supremacist beauty standard. Because here's what you think. You believe that anybody who is darker skinned, who is criticizing or calling to task or calling to the mat or calling in or calling out someone who is lighter, that they must be jealous that they don't have that skin tone, that they don't have that hair texture. And this says more about you than it will ever say about anybody else. What it says about you is that you believe that the only people that are people are the ones that you would find personally desirable, and that Nara, in that sense, is desirable. Desirability politics are playing a role right here. Right here. They're playing that role because you have bought into the idea and into the practice of the only people who are the people that you find to be desirable. I find that shameful, and I hope you do too. And third, I would like to point out that noting the disparities does not mean that the main point is no longer the main point. Again, the main point of this feud, if you want to call it that, or this calling and this calling out is, hey, I think that you're stealing my content and I want you to stop because it makes me want to stop, right? That is the calling in. You think that because there's someone noting that, hey, you're in the place where you're allowed to make money off your content and I'm in a place where I'm not allowed to make money off my content, somehow y'all have decided that this means that the conversation now has become invalid. And again, from therapist to non-therapist, and if you're a therapist, from therapist to therapist, we already know that that doesn't make it invalid. Someone's feelings of anger, jealousy, hurt, rage, it does not invalidate the thing that they say. Black people be angry about what we see from the delusions of white supremacy all the time. We're angry about it. And we have the right to that anger. Why do we have the right to that anger? Because we are experiencing bullshit, right? Does our anger make our argument against the delusion of white supremacy invalid? Because if it doesn't, and if you know that it doesn't, then you should also know that this applies to the micro level, which is between Onezwa and Nara. So this is my moment of saying, please, let's turn back on our critical thinking. Let's turn on our critical feeling. And let's be in a space where we can be just a touch more reflective about some of the things that we are saying and spewing all over these internet streets, both in comments and on camera. Go ahead, hit me in the comments. Discourse, not disrespect. Keep it cute. I'll block you. Bye.